Um, man, look, this third person I'm gonna say, man, I gotta give credit when it's due, and I'm so proud to see this name on here, man. We have to go back into his old nickname because after the first 3 games or 3, 4 games of the season, he was looking
City
suspect.
boy, city boy.
New York, New York, New York.
What's up, City Verse? It's your boy New York City. That is New York CIDDY, and we back with the fresh new segment of Dogs versus Benzino Dogs of the Week. This is the week 5 edition, man. So this is the first solo episode because last time I did the first Benzino Dogs versus Dogs of the Week, it was combined with an episode, but I decided I'm gonna make this its own personal segment, man, and we got a good one on this one, man. Cause luckily this week against the Seattle Seahawks, we have a lot more dogs of the week versus Benzino dogs of the week, and that's my reference to Blues Clues. If y'all remember Blues Clues and the Blues Clues bark, that's my reference to that, man. So we gonna get straight into it because honestly, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I took me a nap last night, but I knew I had to get this video done for y'all, for myself, man. And so I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I gotta be at work at 7. But this is dedication. And I told y'all, me and my team is linked spiritually. So if I'm gonna be dedicated, these boys better be dedicated to us, man. So let's get straight into it. Week 5, Dogs versus Benzino Dogs of the Week. Who else we gonna start it off with other than my boy Daniel Rebirth Jones? That's right. I told everybody before the game, I said this game against Seattle is going to be Daniel Jones' rebirth game because I said in the beginning of the season, I'll give him about 3 to 4 weeks to check off the rust. So after those 4 weeks is over, I said everything going to be on my boy Danny because I can't back him up no more after that. And he went out there and showed up and showed out for me. He started the game off high. Well, actually started off with a fumble, so I gotta correct myself. In the last video, I said that I don't remember the last time Danny had a fumble. Now we recovered the fumble, but he did fumble in the game against the Seahawks. I was actually door dashing, so I missed the first couple of plays because my phone was tripping. I got on about maybe when we got to the halfway on the 50-yard mark on the field, and then I got to see the fumble. Ironically, because that's how the Giants giant. But anyways, nonetheless, Daniel Jones went 23 or 34. He had 257 passing yards, 38 rushing yards, 2 TDs, and no interceptions. And I'm just impressed to see because every week I've been seeing Daniel Jones get better and better coming off that injury. Like I said, he had a major ACL injury that almost sidelined him a whole year, and he wasn't even supposed to be back at the beginning of the season. I think somebody said something about he wasn't even supposed to be back to this point right now. So the fact that he's doing what he's doing, I seen also that he also is making a push for comeback player of the year. And if he keeps doing the way he's doing, hey, my boy a lot. But moving on. Secondly, man, we're gonna go to that young rookie running back, Tyrone Tracy Jr. That is what it looks like to finally have a running game that's competent. It helps take off the pressure off the quarterback, off the O-line, off the offense in itself, because whenever you're one-dimensional, you're not going to be able to do too much. You can't. Like, if they just know you're passing, and they know what they got to take away. If they know you're running, they know what they got to take away. But this was able to help us stay balanced. He rushed the ball. Like, I got my notes right here, so my bad if y'all see me looking at this notepad. But he carried the ball 18 times for 129 yards, and he had an average of 7.2 yards per carry. 7.2 yards per carry, man. But y'all cut it out, bro. Because if we going to be on this level this season, if we could have had this same kind of running game the first 4 games of the season, ain't no telling. I already think we should be 4-1 right now. So I know we would have been 4-1. If not 5-0, can't say that because the Vikings, hey, they cleaned our clock. But outside of that, shout out to you, Tyrone Tracy. Way to ball out there, rookie. Man, look. This third person I'm gonna say, man, I gotta give credit when it's due, and I'm so proud to see this name on here, man. We have to go back into his old nickname because after the first 3 games or 3, 4 games of the season, he was looking suspect. You know what I'm saying? He was looking suspect. But I gotta shout out my boy Darius Big Play Slayton, man, because he was out there getting busy. He had 8 catches for 122 yards, an average of 15.2 yards per catch, and a tutty, man. And this is the thing. Malik wasn't there, so all the pressure was on our former number one receiver in Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton, man, I've always liked Darius Slayton as a person. I liked him as a player, but I ain't gonna lie, like I didn't see number one receiver type things. And maybe, like I said, I give the grace to Daniel Jones and Brian Dable, because without an O line, it's very hard for you to be able to be as successful as you can be. As you can be if you're a downfield receiver. Like, we know Darius Slayton got those burners, but if our O line's not holding up long enough for him to get down the field, there's not very much he can do. You know, of course, our quarterback and our receivers and stuff, they won't ever try to blame they O line, because you know that's their teammates, that's their brothers. They're never gonna throw anybody on the bus. But look, I'm part of the fam, but I'm the black sheep of the fam. I'm gonna tell you, bro, it was the O line this whole time. It ain't nothing for us to discuss. It ain't nothing else for us to talk about, man. But I appreciate getting to see Darius Slayton show up to the capacity that he was, and he actually in this game for the first time showed me that he can be a number one receiver, because we was getting that man the ball, and he showed up. You know, he had that big 46-yard bomb catch from Daniel Jones, and there was a perfectly thrown pass between the safety and the cornerback. And then, like, a play, I'd say maybe 2 plays later, because we had a play after that, and it was a penalty. I don't think it was against the Seahawks. I'm pretty sure it was against the Seahawks. But after that play, we went back to Darius Slayton, where Daniel Jones rolled out to the right. He threw the ball back to the left to Darius Slayton for a 30-yard touchdown. So we got to give him credit on that, man. So shout out to you, Darius Slayton. I got to give you credit, because you've been on my BENZINO DAWGS the last couple of weeks, because I was like, man, I know you got it in you, but I ain't seen nothing, man. Produce. So congratulations, my boy. Now moving on. I like to say this one, man, because for the second time, actually, I've only did this segment twice. I wasn't able to do it this past week. I had to go back to Carolina for my grandpa's funeral, unfortunately. So I had a lot going on. If y'all know about the whole hurricane that was happening in the South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia area, there wasn't no power, man. So I only had the capacity to do what I could do when my phone was charged. And that was the least of my mind, trying to get that segment out. I'm not going to hold you. But for the second time, because this is the second time I've done this segment, my boy Deontay, the Banks is closed again. Banks showed up. And the reason I said that, because we knew a couple of weeks ago against CD Lamb and the Cowboys, my boy gave up a 70-yard bomb. And that was by far the worst game that I've seen him have this season. He did well against Justin Jefferson. He did well against Terry McLaurin. He did good. He did decent against Amari Cooper. But when he got the CD, he got a. I ain't even gonna say he had a bad game that game. He just, that game, that 70-yard touchdown was all you needed to look like you had a bad game. And that, I don't care what you do the rest of the game. You give up a 70-yard bomb. And the effort, like I seen something about saying that the coaches had to get on him about his effort on that, and I agree. You could have played that better regardless of what happened, my boy. But you showed up this week. He had 6 tackles in the game against the Seahawks, which made him the second leading tackle, player on our team as far as tackles go. He had an 89.9 overall rating on PFF. Y'all gotta excuse me if some of these things are wrong. I get my stuff from different sources. Shout out to Fireside Giants. What else? I get them from other places. Like, I see different pictures, PFF. So I'm going off of what I see, because I ain't going to do all that work, bro. I got too much going on. But that's what it said. He had an 89.9 overall rating on PFF. He had a 91.2 coverage grade as far as just coverage in itself. He had 3 pass breakups and 1 forced fumble, which really changed the complexity of the game. So it's good to let me know that the Banks was closed this Sunday. It's normally always closed on Sunday. And hopefully he can do the same thing, because we going to need that boy when we got to go against Jamar Chase and the Cincinnati Bengals this Sunday at 7 p.m., another primetime game. And y'all, if y'all seen my last video, y'all already know how I think the season going to go. But moving on. Now this boy right here, he really don't need no introduction. All I can do is sexy, Dexy, sexy. God dang Dexter, sexy Dexy Lawrence out there with 3 sacks. And you know where to go. If we get 3 sacks, then there's 3 sexy Dexies coming right up, man. My boy has been getting busy all season. And if I ain't mistaken, I seen that if he keeps the pace that he's on now by the end of the season, he should have 20 sacks. I don't know how many pressures he's got, but I know if you getting on that range, getting I think that many sacks, then you know you getting pressure, my boy. So shout out to Dexter Lawrence. That's Clemson, you know what I'm saying? The original Power Ranger. That's why I said we're gonna be the Avengers. I know the Power Rangers ain't part of the Avengers, but you got a Power Ranger and got dang Dexter Lawrence, and you got Spider-Man, which is part of the Avengers, and got dang Brian Barnes, then hey, we the Avengers, bro. I don't care. We got too many heroes on our team not to be the Avengers, bro. So shout out to Dexter Lawrence being out there from Clemson. I'm from South Carolina. That's like 20, easily South Carolina. That's like maybe like 20, 30 minutes away from Clemson, if that. So shout out to that boy out there. This one right here, my next guy I got to get off. I got to get this one off. Another guy from Clemson University. That boy, Isaiah Simmons, man. You know what? I apologize, Isaiah, because I didn't give you enough credit in the last game, the reaction video. I just said shout out to the special teams for coming through when y'all did. But I got to give you a special shout out for what you did in that game, man. The way that you came through that gap, you hopped, then you hopped again to block it. Then you gave the kicker a little piece of your mind, man, and I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Letting the kicker get a little taste of what the NFL really feel like. But you blocked the kick, and that boy, shout out to Bryce for a week and 2 for being able to scoop and score on that. I'm glad he didn't just fall at the ground at the 1 yard line like Devin Singletary did, because I don't care, bro. I want to see points. Look, if y'all got to do what y'all got to do on defense, then go do it, bro. That's what we pay y'all at. Well, I don't pay y'all nothing, but that's what the Giants pay y'all for. And I'm part of the Giants, therefore I pay y'all. But shout out to you, Bryce, for a week. And shout out to you, Isaiah Simmons, for making that special team play. Because to be honest, our special teams has been suspect all year. I'm glad I got to see that. And last but not least, on my actual dogs of the week, man. They say we don't give no big boys no credit, man. They say the O-line do all the dirty work, man, and they never get no recognition. Well, that's going to change on my segment, boy, because if you out there balling, you out there balling. Shout out to our new acquired right tackle, Jermaine Illuminor, man. We actually have an O-line, bro. And if I'm not mistaken, the reason he made it, because look, really, I'll get to that in a minute in the honorable mentions. But I'm gonna just specifically say Jermaine Illuminor because I seen a stat that says he's 1 out of 8. I think it was 1 out of 8 right tackles who didn't give up a single pressure in week 5. In week 5, he didn't give up a single pressure. Come on, bro. Think about that. When was the last time we had that kind of excitement coming off from our right tackle, man? What we gonna say? What's old buddy name? He was Dookie too. Eric Flowers. I wanted to like him too. He wasn't that good. I don't know if he was a right tackle or left tackle. I can't remember. But any of the tackles that we drafted, we can't say they been good outside of Andrew Thomas. He the only one that I can say been good. And got dang Evan Neal. And I still ain't gave up on Neal, but until then, Jermaine Illuminor is our guy. And hey, I'm liking the results. I'm loving the results from what I'm seeing. Now, I ain't get to put these people on our dogs of the week, but I have to put them on an honorable mention because I can't act like I didn't see what they did. You know what I'm saying? Or looked at the stats and seen what they did. Now, did it just show up on the film like that? I didn't just see it. However, it don't take anything away from what they did. Now, this part obviously you can see on the film. Our offense is looking like that clicking more each week. And each week, I wish there was a couple of plays we could have had back. We had a couple of drops, which I'm going to get to. Don't worry. I'm going to get to those. But for the most part, we did our thing as far as the offense went. And it looked like we were able to be consistent now. Because, you know, I ain't gonna lie, if we keeping it a book, scoring points was the least of my worries. I used to hope we can get a first down when we get the ball because that's how bad it's been the last couple of years. You can't block me, it's trash. And that's why I have to say, shout out to our O-line. That's why I said a while ago, I had to specifically say Jermaine Illuminor for what he did because it's been a while since we had that feeling from a right tackle. But our O-line has been looking exceptional in this game. Actually, they provided some holes for Tyron Tracy Jr. He was able to provide some holes in the run game. Now, he made it, I ain't gonna lie, he made a couple of holes himself, but they did their part too. I can't act like they didn't make some holes for this man this game. And they pass block has been phenomenal all year. And also, last one for the honorable mentions for the dogs of the week. I had to shout that boy DJ Davidson out, man. Because we give all the praise to the D line. We talk about Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, the Kayvon Thibodeaux, but I can't overshadow his performance because Dexter Lawrence had 3 sacks, but DJ had 2 of them himself. Now he don't get the praise like that because I ain't gonna lie, man. We don't. DJ Davidson, I'm not knocking him, bro, but he ain't got no name recognition yet. He ain't got no buzz yet. But I'm gonna make sure they on alert. And you ain't on the honorable mentions, Elijah Chapman, because you ain't really do too much this game. But I seen that on that touchdown that them boys had, how you smashed goddamn Geno Smith at the end. Boy, that was a beautiful thing to see, man. So I'm glad to see you still developing. Now, man, let's move on to the Benzino dogs of the week, man. And I'm so glad that our list of dogs of the week is actually better than our Benzino dogs of the week. Since a longer list on those, man. I really only got like 3 names actually going on the Benzino dogs of the week. Now we got 2 honorable mentions, but I'm gonna start off with this one, man. Eric Gray, bro. What's going on with you in this ball security, man? Now, I know, is Eric Gray a rookie? No, he ain't no rookie. He was a rookie last year, because I ain't mistaken. I know he was on the team last year because I had him on a draft board last year, and I didn't do the year before, and I didn't do a draft board this past year, which I normally do every year. And I said, the thing is, I want to like Eric Gray because I said when I seen how he moves during his highlights, because I don't watch college football, but I see how he moved in his highlights. I'm like, man, he reminds me of a poor man Saquon. That's who he reminds me of. How he moved, how he just not as explosive, bro. He not as explosive and not as fast, but he moves like Saquon to me. But one trait he don't got that Saquon had was goddamn ball security or ball control or whatever you want to call it, man. He got butterfingers when it comes to that, man. You got to clean that up, my boy, because you won't have a spot on the team too much longer. I ain't going to say not a spot on the team, but you definitely ain't going to be getting named. You might get demoted to practice squad. You keep messing around. If I'm the coach, you probably gonna be on practice squad. You keep messing with me. So get it together, Eric Gray. Now, this next man, I gotta put him on the Benzino dogs of the week, and he didn't even play this week. He the true definition of how you get fired on your day off, bro. Devin Singletary, man. Look, bro. You're not getting fired. That's just a reference. Everybody trying to blow it up and make it seem like, oh, you're not getting fired because of the contract. It's a joke, man. If y'all ever seen the movie Friday, y'all know where I got it from. But your RB1 position spot, bro, I ain't gonna lie, you might have lost that this week, man. Because us as fans want to see a running game like we seen this week. Now, I'm not saying that you can't be no complimentary back, but how Tyrone Tracy, the rookie, was hitting that hole, and it only took him 1 game to show us what you had the opportunity to do in 4 games. He ran the ball hard, 7.2 yards per carry, 129 yards off 18 rushing attempts. And did he end up having a touchdown? Now, he ain't had no touchdown, but you get my drift. The main thing about him is he didn't fumble the ball once. In almost every game, Devin Singletary, you fumble the ball, man. He's fumbled the ball. I don't know what else to tell y'all. They were like, well, you can't just take him off because of the contract. Look, I don't care about no contract as a Giants fan, bro. I want us to win, and I want to win now. I'm not waiting till next season. We not goddamn throwing the season away to get y'all beloved quarterback in the draft. I already know my quarterback, Daniel Jones. I've been telling y'all since the beginning of time, bro. But anyway, anywho, yeah, man, like you might have to go to special teams because I see you might need to be a returner, man, at least a kick returner. I don't know if you do good at punt returning because it's a little bit harder to locate the ball. But if you can do a kick returner, you very elusive and you actually probably lead the league, or if not, in the top as far as making people miss. So you're gonna have to make people miss, my boy. But as far as starting running back, bro, we got to at least at the very minimum consider splitting carries between them two, and it need to be Tracy as our primary. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Now, this last person, the last Benzino dog, man. Somebody I want to like, and it is what it is, bro. Jalen Hyatt, man, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, my boy. Because there's been rumors about you and your route running ability since that video when you came out in the draft with the Cowboys. We already know how it go. They said, you know what you are. You're your speed. And you was like, nah, I'm more than my speed. I want to believe you, my boy. I really do. But right now, it's looking like you just your speed, bro. Because you had every opportunity in this game to show us what you were capable of with Malik Neighbors not there, because it would have been Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson, Jalen Hyatt. And instead, it was Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson, Theo Johnson, running backs. I don't think you even had a catch, my boy. So now we got a question, because I ain't gonna lie, kind of torn with my boy Darius Slayton now as far as the trade. Because I was saying, look, I like Darius Slayton, but if there's anybody who can get trade value, especially out of this game, because he had a big game, bro. His stock is up now. I would think like, dang, we might trade him and get something for him. Now I want him to be a Giant. Obviously, him and Daniel Jones got drafted the same year. They homeboys. They got chemistry. They ride for each other. But business wise, thinking about long term of the team, I'm like, it might be Darius. Like, you can't produce like you ain't been producing. Oh, he not going nowhere, but you might be out of here, my boy. So you better learn that route tree. You better learn that route tree. You better learn it quick, bro. Now, I'm gonna get to my honorable mentions, man, and we're gonna end this video. The first honorable mention has to go to Brian Dable, bro. The reason why, cause you went from, I should have had you as a dog as the week because of that move you made. But realistically, you should have been you should have been like I said, I should have put you on a actual Benzino dogs list, but you should have been a dog because your play calling was outstanding. But I'm not gonna just do you like that. So I'm gonna put you on an honorable mention ones, because that play call you had on that third and fourth to stop the clock, I don't know what you was thinking. If somebody can clarify what you might have been thinking, then I might hear it out. But until then, that was a terrible call. You almost cost us the game. At the very least, you should have ran the ball, because our running back was averaging 7.2 yards a carry. Will we have got the first down? Probably not. But with that being said, we could have ran the ball and the clock down. At the very least, it would have made them burn a timeout, and we could have punted the ball, bro. Because I ain't gonna lie, Daniel Jones, I don't think they said it was almost an interception. I didn't see almost an interception. I seen our receiver have it in his hand. Somebody knocked it out. But it was like a pass interference that could have went. We didn't get the pass interference, but it could have went that way. So, yeah, Brian Dable, you almost cost us the game, bro. I'm going to keep riding for you because I've been vouching for you this week. But you got to it's those fine details of play calling and coaching that I've been seeing you do. Like, when they say that Daniel Jones might not got that clutch factor, which he do, I think that about Brian Dable and the play callers. Like, he could call a fantastic game, but when he decides to throw challenge flags that don't make sense to me, or certain plays like this, it just makes me mad, bro. And last but not least, Wandale Robinson, bro. I don't know how many drop passes you got this year. Now you might be looking, because I thought you was a reliable receiver. I thought you was like a Sterling Shepard, man. I thought you could fill those roles, but you might have little man hand syndrome, man, because you've been dropping crucial Danny passes that really could just seal the game for us, man. And the only reason you not on the Benzino dog list this week is because you do have a tutty and you did get involved in the offense a little bit, man. So clean the drops up, Wandale, and we gonna be Gucci, man. And that's all I got for this episode of Dogs versus Benzino Dogs of the Week, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the episode. If y'all like the video, like, share, subscribe. Until next time, it's been your boy New York City. Peace.